Gamers, what's happening? What's cracking? It's your boy, the Shovel. Today we are back again with another stream. Thank you all for being here. Anybody that's here, I see some people on YouTube and on Twitch. Hello, hello, hello. What a week! What a week! Seriously, let me know if I need to adjust the volume or anything like that. Um, you know what? I should have checked how loud the headphone is. It looks like everything's fine, but if I need to, just go ahead and let me know in chat. So if I look tired, it's because I am. I am extremely, extremely tired. Um, with everything that's been going on, you know, it's been crazy. But I actually started the new job this week as well, and it's good. The meetings that I have at times though are crazy, crazy times. So 3 days in a row, I've had meetings at 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. here. Now it's gonna chill out to where I only have those meetings like twice a month, twice a month. But for right now, it's just been back to back, and then again Monday I have another one. I believe it's at 2 or 3 in the morning here because the time difference is so drastic. Being at the universities in the states and everything else, and then still dealing with the whole teaching English to government officials thing. That is something I'm like dealing with right now. I have to get some different stuff taken care of so that that can actually start. But yeah, beyond that, it's just been a constant thing of trying to, I guess, maintain and survive, like with everything that was going on. But how is everybody doing? I'm trying to wait for more people to come in. I listen. There's some stuff that I actually want to check out before we get into gaming. We are definitely going back into how can I forget the name of the game now? I'm telling you, I am burned out. If ever I was burned out right now, it's a definite. But Days Gone. That's the name of the game. We're gonna get back into Days Gone later on, but we'll definitely do some Fortnite before hopping into Days Gone. But there was some other stuff that I actually wanted to do reacts to, but I'm trying to wait to see if more people get on. I know I tried getting on a little bit earlier, but for those of you that know the situation, I won't get into it too much. It's yeah, it's a hard thing to kind of maintain and manage right now. But there was well, I mean, beyond the stuff that I saw from like online, for one, the story about the dude who was going to court, video court, for a suspended license, but was driving while on video court. Like, there's a whole drama that's gone down with that right there. I ended up seeing something about that, but the thing that really got me was there was a story I got told here recently, last couple of weeks, while I was having a conversation, with somebody that I had met, and they told me this story about one of probably the worst, like, how do I say it without catching a possible claim or something like that. But the possibly the worst way of someone to be ended ever. And you know how sometimes you get told stories where you're like, come on man, like that's not true. Or it's like, are you trying to give me like some old ghost story, some old urban legends type of story, or whatever? This story, like, it legit made me think of The Ring. I was like, ain't no way this happened. But then again, knowing the culture and everything else, I was like, It's possible. So I looked it up and I found a ton of stuff on it. And I found a video that I want us to all react to. And honestly, this is one of those, I don't know if she's here right now, but this is one of those Nina Kai type stories that would probably have her hooked, like for real hooked. It's got to be one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. And like, so for someone to tell me about it, I mean, I was literally, it was like having like a movie or an audio book just like being told to you. And there was a lot of details, like they went into details about it, but then there was a lot of stuff that they weren't really sure about. And then they told me something else at the end, which I won't say right now because we are going to react, because I found I think what might be a really good video. I watched the first couple of minutes of it. I think it's going to be a really good video. We will react to it. But when they told me what they told me, I actually looked it up and I was shocked. I was just shocked. But we'll get into that, depending on how many more people get on right now. I actually want to watch that. It has to be one of the craziest things ever. And it's like, it's sad. And when you hear it, you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to hear any more about this, but it gets you hooked. It's like that Two Girls. Everybody knows the Two Girls One Cup situation. You start watching it and you're like, what is this? And then it's like when you figure out what it is, you're like, oh hell no, I don't want to watch this. But then you can't stop watching it. It's like a train wreck that you have to see. And this story is, oh my goodness, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. But beyond that, yeah. Right now, with everything that's been going on and trying to get everything back on track, it's starting to happen. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and I have to be patient about it. Like honestly, it's wow. It's just, I will say though, like I said, I am so tired. Those late night meetings and the inability to sleep as it is, it's getting me. But it'll all be worth it. It'll all be worth it. And in fact, someone messaged me to check on me earlier. We just had a little bit of a conversation, while I could, since I had Wi-Fi available to me. But I'm realizing what it is exactly, that I want, how I want things to end up going. And I know that, in the next, if I like just stay focused for the next year, not only will I be good, but I'll actually be able to do exactly what it is that I want to do. I plan on buying a house in the countryside and kind of traveling into Tokyo. The only thing that would actually change that is that the bigger goal for me is to open a restaurant. And the type of restaurant would actually be really, really, it would do really, really well in Tokyo, which would kind of force me to maybe have to live in Tokyo. For as I already do. Well, it's so fucking, it's such a mess, But at the end of the day, what I want to do honestly is buy a house in the countryside. And I actually met somebody who told me the wildest thing, and I thought she was joking when she told me this, but she was like, she bought a house. It's far, and it's actually you have to take the plane to get there because it's on another island, not in Okinawa, but I forget the island, little south. But the house cost her, let me get this correct. She bought it from an old amasa, like old mama, an old lady that was just like, mm, no use for all this anymore. It's just me, and I'm moving, somewhere else, whatever. And there's a lot of places that are like this, but if I get this right, it was 50,000 yen. That's it. Now, I said there's no way because with 50,000 yen equates to, and even if it were dollar for dollar, that's $50,000. But it's not dollar for dollar. All right, 50,000 yen equates to. Hold on a second. Let me give it at the highest point. It's like $350 US. Now I know y'all are like bullshit. There's no way, but it's actually true. And there's a show that they have on like one of the network on NHK out here as well. The It shows like all of these homes. Some of them look like, I mean, straight up just amazing. Look like lavish, like, lavish homes that you might, and they're on the ocean, things like that. And when you see the prices, and if you know how to convert the money, it's dumbfounding. It's absolutely dumbfounding. Even if even if a house was like 150,000 yen, I'd be like, I'm in. I'm in. Let me get that. Like, all I need to do is just save up that little bit of money. I am in, because I mean, seriously, that's buying it, bro. That is buying a house for less than people buy cars for. It's insane. But the house that she got, like, I guess she showed me like all the pictures and different stuff like that, and even showed me like the contract, because she was so like proud. So the woman, she is Japanese, Mexican, Native, and Korean. All right, she has that mixture going on. But she showed me that because she's like, it was, my first home here. I was so proud of getting it, everything else, and I'm like, you stole that house. Like, the old woman essentially gave you that house for nothing. Like, that's a grocery bill in a month for some people. She bought a house for. That is wild. It's absolutely wild. And even here, like, it's crazy because if you live farther out in certain areas, now some areas are not good to live in. I mean, there, there's bad areas everywhere in the world, and Japan has, it's no exception here. But we're talking monthly rent for an apartment of like 30,000 yen, maybe 50,000 yen, and then it goes up from there as well. And Tokyo being like the more expensive of areas to rent in, where your rental, your monthly is going to be somewhere within the realm of 80,000 up to whatever. I mean, the highest one that I saw when I was actually looking for an apartment when I first got here, it was 240,000 yen a month, and I was like, hell no. And they're like, oh Lord, absolutely not. Like, there was no way that, like, that was remotely happening. What's going on with you, Deadlock? But yeah, so I mean, the end goal, once everything is once it's all back on track, it's a matter of yeah, doing those things. But I mean, right now,
And I know these niggas be happy if I let you go. Got me walking on a thin line on my tippy toes.
thank you. 25 months. Yo, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Seriously. Deadlock with the 25th month subscription. Like this, it's wild to think. It is wild to think that I've been doing this now for 2 years. I mean, I have not been consistent by any means during that time. I haven't been able to, but 2 years, and that takes me back to what was going on at that point in time as to why I even transitioned over and started doing this. Like, wow, wow, man. And then think of where I'm at now. you know, Even with everything going on. But like I said, yeah. So starting that new job, it's a good thing. I still don't get paid for what it's at least 2 weeks right now. I have to find out if I'm on an on week or an off week. I still don't get paid for like 2 weeks with that job, but at least I know that's coming, as well as the other money that was supposed to be coming in May that won't come until the middle of fucking June, which that's still 2.5 to 3 weeks out as well. But in about 3 weeks, I will be fine. Have a new place, all that good stuff, and be able to start moving along again. But in about, if I can keep up with this as well as the other job that I want to take on, in about a year's time, I will actually be able to really look into possibly doing the restaurant thing. And even more so, I mean, if the house comes first, then the house comes first, especially. But see, that's the problem. That's going back to what I was saying, before. It would be hard for me to get a house first because of the fact that I need to figure out where it is that I need to be in order to do whatever it is that I'm going to do at that time. Maybe at that point, YouTube and Twitch will have taken off, and I'll be making amazing money as well, well as working, and then I'll just like do the whole traveling and vlogging food and all those different types of things. But I don't. I've never banked on this. This has always been a thing of just building up a community and us having a place to chit chat. You guys ask me questions, and I teach you something, hopefully. But yeah, we got more people on now. Thank you all for hopping in. If you're on YouTube, go ahead, like, subscribe. Feel free to hop in the chat. And if you're on Twitch, give a follow, subscribe, and of course, hop in the chat. I really want to watch that video, but I don't want. I want to make sure that it's on a day that we actually have Nina on here, because this is her kind of thing right here. These types of stories, and I like it. It just will not leave my head. It will not leave my head. The level of craziness that I envisioned and that I felt as they were telling me the story about this this death. Like yo, it's one of the worst things. There's things that I've seen that are worse, but this is up there. It is up there for real. But anyway, beyond that, you know what? We might just go ahead and hop into some gaming. There was some other stuff that I could do a react. Oh, another rabbit hole I fell into.
I would quite literally.
Yeah, we kind of have to check this out real fast. Only because this is zero accountability from a human being at its finest. I mean, absolute zero accountability. Like, let's blame everyone else in the world for my bad choices and the things that I, decided to do in life in order to make bread. All right, let me switch up real quick. Let's just take a look at this video, and then we're gonna hop into Fortnite, and then if more people haven't gotten on by that point in time, we're gonna hop into Days Gone. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. All right. So this young lady here, I have 3 different videos opened about this, because after I saw the first thing, it kind of just opened up more and more and more. And I even went so far as to take a look, because she's a TikToker. I went so far as to take a look at her TikTok page. And when I did, let me tell you right now, this is one of the most ignorant human beings I've ever seen in my life. All right, let's go ahead and check this out.
Do anything for TikTok to have a filter where you can just filter and block all men from interacting with your content, from commenting, from liking.
Now, any man that says this about females, you are a misogynist. You're a misogynistic pig, and you will get labeled as such forever.
From following. Like, can we do that?
I wonder.
And then let me say this: this is the same woman who also makes her bread on OnlyFans. Let's keep this going.
My mental health since I've started this has just slowly like been on such a decline. Like I feel a little bit dead inside. I feel completely desensitized. Not to sound funny, but I really don't feel any type of desire or like attraction to men in general anymore. Just know that if you are a person who's ever been interested in doing this, there really are so many downsides. At this point, and I'm like willing to admit this now, there's no amount of money that you can give me right now to like make me feel like giving myself away in certain aspects, even if they're just a few photos or whatever online. It almost isn't worth it anymore. And why?
Notice she said it almost isn't worth it anymore. Because let me tell you, she still does this. And what's wild about this is there's almost no amount of money now at this point after she's made a shit ton of money. And then you realize that your piss poor decisions have led you to this point. Of course, you're not going to have any interest in men, quote unquote, because you decided to jump into an industry that allows for the worst of individuals, or even, hey, even men and women at their best still have some freaky ass desires. I'm not kidding about this. I know this for a fact. All right. And if you don't know this and you jump into that sort of industry, what is wrong with you? And the only reason I say that she even jumped into this industry was because of her bad history with men. And I can say that because I know that there's a bad history of men in her life because of this video right here, where she explains how her other relationships worked out. Then, after going onto her TikTok, it is the most misandric videos that I have ever seen, and it's everyone else's fault and never the fault of the choices that she makes. For people like this, it blows my mind, because I'm like, listen, we all make piss poor decisions in our relationships. We make piss poor decisions on a daily basis, sometimes in life in general. Okay? But you have to realize that your decisions are no one else's fault but your own. You can't step into a lifestyle or a job, a quote unquote job, OnlyFans being said job, and expect that people are going to be all sunshine and rainbows and just going to be kissing your butt and giving you that attention that you so desire. Because guess what? That money is coming from men. That attention that she requires, which she speaks about in the other video with Abba and Preach. She talks about how, oh, there's the good guys who come in and say nice things to me and everything else, and then there's these really dirty guys who say some horrible things. I'm like, what? They're like, show me a butthole. Like, I mean, see, yeah, wait a minute, my bad. But I'm not trying to make a joke of the situation, but it is a joke. It's like, what? They're like, you know what? Throw that in your butthole and let me see you do. Like, what did you expect? What did you expect? You are showing off your body, showing off things that for a greater deal of people is very much theirs and theirs alone, or to share with a significant other, which she made piss poor choices with, and doesn't have at this point. And this woman has me jumping all over the place. In fact, the video that she talked about on the last one that I saw on her TikTok, she was speaking of a guy that she was in a situationship, knew she was in a situationship, chose to be in the situationship where he was just banging her out and dipping every now and again. And when she got to the point of wanting to have a relationship, he was like, nah, shawty, back up. I'm going to step away from the situation. And after doing so, ends up hitting her up one night saying, hey, let's go and hang out and everything else. So they do. But she had dressed herself up, made herself look good in order to, kind of make him feel like shit. But instead, banged it out with him again. You went and banged it out with him again and expected that this was going to change his mind and keep him coming back to you and actually get into the relationship. And he dipped anyway and ended up with another female. Listen, these are all choices. These are all choices she made. But to sit here and have this whole guys are terrible and I have no attraction to them anymore because I chose to step into this lifestyle where guys are going to tell me to show them my butthole and my feet and other things. Whose fault is that? Listen, shawty, you made the money. You did what you did. Cool. Somebody might still fuck with you if you could be a real ass person. Like, a lot of men, depending on what it is that they do, want a specific type of woman. All right? They just do. But at the same time, they would like that woman to be a little risque, freaky at times. All right? Lady in the streets, freak in the sheets sort of situation. And that's how they like to keep it. But if you've shown off to the world everything that you have and everything that you are, all of those quote unquote sacred secrets that Victoria keeps, yeah, motherfuckers are going to treat you a certain kind of way. And it's not to say that it's right or wrong, but it just is. It's a different scenario in different cultures. And she's fucking with dudes who, well, especially in like, I think it was Cali where she said she was. Because when she said the city she was in, I was like, oh yeah, this makes 100% sense as to why this is the type of, shit that she's in. But you can't sit here and say that you hate a group of individuals for your own bad choices. And I want to find that section in this video right here where she's talking about, hang on.
OF and that while sharing this, but if I'm being honest, my mental health since I've started this has just slowly like been on such a decline.
You made the choice.
I guess I'm trying to say there's no amount of money really that you can give me at like ever been.
Damn. I'm trying to find a very specific part.
There really is just like such a like I feel a little bit dead inside. I feel completely desensitized.
And that makes sense too. I mean, it goes the same as when they talk about, people who have prawn addiction. When they have that addiction, all of a sudden they are desensitized to things. It is a reality of being in that industry, of seeing certain things repeatedly, and that's where a lot of people end up finding out what their kinks are too. Because if you sit there and you see the same norm over and over and over again, or experience the same norm over and over and over again, then it's like, maybe if I try this, maybe that'll get me off. And guess what? It usually does. And from that, you go a little bit farther and a little bit farther until the next thing you know, you got somebody strung up in your, consensually strung up in your room, tied up, spread in every which way possible with the, listen, my mind can go to depths that you all would not believe at all. I mean, it's the same psychologically for a person who does crimes. They get away with something and then they want to see how much farther they can go, because all of a sudden what they were doing initially, that was just, it's gotten old to them. So what can I do now that'll bring that excitement more and more and more? So of course you become desensitized to the standard. That's just the way it is.
And I don't know, like, not to sound funny, but I really brain rate. Like, I'm never actually gonna like see these guys in person. or anything like that. But like seriously, if I had
I
any
think that
type of
was it.
ability to share like the things that at least to a certain extent, there's like a level of protection for me, just given that I'm like behind a screen,
Okay, here
right?
we
Like
go.
I'm never
Wait, wait,
actually
wait,
gonna
wait,
like see
wait.
these
I
guys in
think this is
person
it.
for real, and not necessarily in a good way. Than they are, and the way that they present themselves to girls who do stuff that I do. I can't even imagine what it's actually like for real life SWs.
Okay, what you just said there was the things that men say or do or present the way they present themselves to her online while she's behind a screen. She's thinking about actual SWs out in the real world that are actually like banging it out for money. Listen, here's the thing. Again, you are giving someone leeway. Okay, let me say this without getting canceled. Hold on. You're out here putting yourself out for the world to see. Not just putting yourself out for the world to see, you're putting all the goodies out there for the world to see. You're doing things, sometimes extreme things. I know a girl, I met this woman, a little over 2 years ago. She was working in a club that I had worked in years ago and go and drink. I know every girl that works there, every bouncer, every bartender, so on and so forth. This girl walks in, beautiful, half Japanese, Hawaii. All right. We end up in a conversation, just talking, having a couple drinks. Next thing I know, she like somehow we got into this joking manner about sex, and then that's when she told me, she goes, "Yeah, I tried OF." I go, "Do you still do it?" She's like, "Every now and again." I go, "Okay, well, that's on you. I'm not trying to date this woman. We gon' I mean, that's just what it is. At that point in time, we both knew it, that's happening. That it is. God damn it, bitch. But it was happening, so it is what it is. But then she told me, she goes, "You know what video I made the most money from?" And this was before OF like started saying like, "Oh well, you can only do this, this, and this." And I'm like, "What is it?" She said, and I was like, "What made you think of doing that in the first place?" But what she said was, I went out in front of my house, squatted down, sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, now, her next words were, "It's so weird how degenerate guys can be in wanting to see that." But my thought, and my next thing that I actually said to her was, "But what possessed you to go outside and actually do that in front of a camera? Nonetheless, in front of your house, even worse, in your neighborhood, still worse. You so who's really to blame for these things that get said? You are offering up something know that you know in your head or deep down inside that people are going to want to see and are going to pay for and are willing to pay big money for, because sex sells. It's always been said. It's a multi-billion dollar industry, end over end, day after day, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. It has always been and always will be. And you're playing into that, but now there's this problem with what people are saying. You open yourself up to it. You have to expect the extremes. And the SWs that are out in the real world, they're still human beings. It's like whether you agree with what they do or not doesn't matter. They're still human beings. And it's one of those situations where it's like, be safe, do what you do, don't get harmed. I hope all of that for you. But please do understand that most of those SWs, shit, they're the ones who are just like, all right, listen, I like having it in my butthole. I want you to go ahead and just like choke me out, like all kinds of craziness. And of course, these dudes have these fantasies. It is fantasy fulfillment, is what that industry is all about. So for her to sit here and make this whole like sob story fucking kills me, because it's like you're playing into it. You've given the ability for these things to be said to you. You don't have to do those things, yet for the money you do. Who's who's wrong in that situation? Especially in her situation, because she is behind a screen. She is in front of a camera. To get that money, you're still willing to do it. And see, this is the problem when your audience is a vacuum. When you sit here and have an audience that's just in this vacuum bubble with you, all they're going to do is tell you, yes, sis, go queen, it's okay. And then the guys on the other end of the spectrum, who are, or the guys who are a part of that, the same ones who want to try and get some pussy, they're just hoping and praying, maybe she'll see this and I'll be able to sniff it. They're sitting here doing the exact same thing, trying to boost her fucking ego instead of saying, hey, how about you make better choices?
Like, I'm sure it's like 50,000 times worse for them. Like, at least to a certain extent, there's like a level of protection for me, just given that I'm like behind a screen, right? Like, I'm never actually gonna like see these guys in person or anything like that. But like, seriously, if I had any type of ability to share like the things that people have said, like the things that people have like the nerve to like DM me with, just like how disgusting they are. And also, I can't even count to you how many times the ones who follow me on Instagram, like when I get curious and nosy sometimes, like I'll go look at their profile and they have like a whole girlfriend or a whole wife. And sometimes,
And you know, this is a possibility. It's the reason why strip clubs make so much money. It's the reason why actual SWs out on street corners make money. It's the reason why OF and all these other types of sites make so the women on there make so much money, because you're playing into this fantasy for individuals who do have a whole ass wife, a whole ass girlfriend, a whole ass family. Like, what, you know these things, yet somehow you come out here and say it like it's some kind of, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Girls at clubs themselves will tell you straight up, yeah, you know, my customer, they have their customers, their specific customers. Yeah, you know, he's got like, you know, a wife and 3 or 4 kids or whatever. He wants me to grind up on him for like a half an hour, 2 hours, whatever, pays me a shit ton of money, leaves and goes home. And you know what? Here's what's crazy about that situation too. Sometimes, not all the time, not every time, but in a lot of cases, not even just sometimes, in a lot of cases, and I've actually met some of the women who would go in there with their husbands. Uh, Sometimes these women are like, yeah, look, it takes a little bit of the pressure off of me. Well, go ahead, as long as he's not fucking. That's always the line that they'll draw. That is usually, I mean, some of them go in there together trying to pull a girl. Like, it is what it is. But women also watch porn. Women also go to strip clubs, both male and female. And I can tell you from personal knowledge that if you think men are bad, if you think men are bad when it comes to being in a scenario in a strip club where like you are physically in front of someone being an entertainer, men know there's rules. Men know that if they break those rules, certain things happen. Women act like those rules do not exist for them. I'm saying this from personal knowledge. Okay? I know this for a fact. As a young man, I've done a lot of things. When I was a young man, I did a lot of things. Listen, women are 10 times worse. And girls that work in that industry, they'll tell you too, because they also frequent the male counterparts. They frequent those clubs and things like that, and they say it right out the gate. Yeah, we're like 10 times worse than men will ever be. Because what? Is somebody going to beat us up and throw us out the club? No, we just say, oh, I'm sorry. And most of the time, the guys are just like, you grab that again, now you got to put it in your, whatever. And either they're with it or they're not. That's just the way it works. So this whole this whole thing is an even bigger cry. What I get from it all with her, and you guys should go and watch this entire video from Abba and Preach, honestly, so you'll get a better insight into it, because I'm just chopping it up and going through, my understanding of it all. But what I'm getting from her is a much, much bigger cry for help, a much, much bigger cry for attention, a much, much bigger cry for her group of, or her community to come to her aid and tell her, no, sis, it's okay. You can do what you're doing. These men are wrong. Instead of saying, hey, sis, this is part of the game, and you got to make better choices for your mental health, for your sanity, for your connections, your potential relationships. Anybody can hate any group of individuals for any reason. You break up with somebody, I hate all women now. I just don't want to date them anymore, and I just take all their money. And you break up with some, in her case, you break up with some dude, and oh my God, I'm gonna live the life of an OnlyFans model and make money off of men, and show my butthole and everything else. And now I hate men because I've done this now for a year's time, and I've seen the degenerate individuals. There are almost 8 billion, if we haven't reached the 8 billion mark yet. You're dealing with a specific portion of a population. Whether it's, I mean, in most of those cases, you can block off different cities, states, even countries. So I mean, she could be on a global scale. She could just be fucking with the U.S. With the U.S. alone. But you're dealing with a very specific portion of a worldwide population, and you're allowing for these individuals' comments and everything else to get under your skin when you are in front of a camera, behind a screen, protected by your four walls in another city, possibly even in another country, away from these individuals. But you chose to do it. So it's a matter of, let's be real here. There's something that's deeper mentally wrong with you, or emotionally wrong with you, that you need to go and take some time to sit down with a psychiatrist, a professional, and actually figure out what it is that's gotten you to this point and how to get away from it all. But in all actuality, I don't think she wants to get away from it, because, like I said, I went on to TikTok after initially seeing this, and it was still the same sort of stuff where she's talking about the instance with the situationship. This video is gone off of there. I believe she's still doing the OF situation. I don't look at OF or anything else, and or subscribe to people on there or whatever. Fuck, I should start my own OF and let my dick swing and just be like, look, I'll make all the bread I can. I will not be emotionally fucked up after doing so either. Just make money and be done with it. I mean, it goes the same for people who create content online. There's no difference. I mean, she's creating content online, but I'm thinking like YouTubers and Twitch streamers, or IG content creators, and other TikTok content creators who aren't showing off their bodies. They go through the same thing. People are mean and nasty. That is the way the world works. We have trolls galore, and the internet just allowed us to see more and more of those types of individuals, where most people didn't have a say, or the stupid kept their stupid comments to themselves, or in a small vacuum in their small town or whatever else. Well, it's allowed for that now to just go ahead and be global. And so you need a thicker skin if you're going to ever jump into anything like this. Anything at all. Whether it's basic, everyday content creation or you're out here showing your butthole for money. You got to have a thicker skin. That's just the reality of it. She does not have that. It is now affecting her. And what she needed to understand before this, she should have been watching Lana Rhodes' videos, or what's that other girl? Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't even know the names of these damn girls. But the other one I've talked about before, who was like, she got married, and then the dude was like, nah, bro, I'm out. I'm out. Like in less than a year's time, because they were selling their bodies for the entire world to see. And the effects of that never leaves. And so, of course, it poisoned every relationship they ever got into. Listen, Little Miss Kimchi Princessa here, I can only say I feel bad for her in the light of if she's feeling real mental stress, and I feel bad for her because she's damaged herself in the process of doing the things that she's done. Again, people, just make better choices. That's all I got for this. You guys go ahead and let me know what you think about it in comments, in chat, whatever, now or later on if you're watching this later. But yeah, I'm done with that. Anyway, let's see. He said the new season pisses him off. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get on there right now. I'm gonna get on to Fortnite right now. We'll start it up and get things cracking. See what's happening. See if we can get a dub. Run a couple matches on there, and then what? And then we'll hop into Days Gone. Why is that, bro? What? What the? It's, why does it do that? I don't understand. Like, boop. Now watch it mess up again. Okay. No. Oh no. Don't tell me this controller's acting crazy. Bruh. Are you kidding me right now? What? No. We're having technical difficulties here, people. Okay. I didn't ask for big picture. I promise you I didn't. I did not ask for this from you. Oh my god. I forgot I had this open too. Let me... Steam, I swear to God. Close out. Oh, hey, Deadlock. You have to friend me again on Steam because someone got onto my Steam account and I had to make changes, and I realized like you were removed from there, and anybody else that was on my Steam account too, they're gone. So yeah. All right, let me get this corrected. This issue with the controller. if I got this controller issue taken care of. Ugh. Oh my god, the controller is fucking up. Yo, this is wild for real. Like, it was fine. It was fine earlier, and now it's just jacked. Let me see if there's a different controller. This was a mess, you guys. I'm back, by the way. You wouldn't know something that's creasy. You wouldn't know something that's creepy. I figure you're trying to say you know something that's creepy about Josephine. What's creepy about her? My God, I'm fucking hungry right now. My bad. I'm like, give me a second. I have to figure out what's going on here. Why this controller all of a sudden decided to take a deuce. It's in the USB 3.0 slot too. Every time she falls asleep, she positions her body like she just recently. Oh wow! All kids do that. All kids do that, right? Like yeah, they all do that. It's the funniest thing. Like you can chalk line them straight up. This is doing the same thing. Hang on, I'm trying to check what's happening, you guys, real quick. Okay, PS4 controller. Showing on here. Why is it not showing? Whoa, excuse me. Sheesh. God damn it again. Oh, you know what? Hang on. This might take a minute while I get this all corrected. What's good? What's good, Mizzy? Hey, I'm trying to get this situation figured out with this controller. It was working perfectly fine, and out of nowhere, it just stopped. What the fuck? The option's not even here now. I don't care about Game Rumble. Input. Let me test the input devices. Yeah, everything is showing up fine here on Steam's end, but for some reason, when it comes to hopping on the Fortnite, it doesn't want to work. All right, let me close this out real quick. Let's try Fortnite again. See what the heck is going on. You know what's stupid is that the Steam, the Steam controls actually control just about everything else that you play. Every other app you play on. Okay, let's try this again because we know I'm not mouse and keyboarding it. We know this is not happening. I no longer have the dexterity and mindset for that after what was it? It was a long time ago. Counter Strike 2, Half-Life, Counter Strike 2, and in fact, I think it's harder for people who play controller. I mean, prove me wrong. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about that. I think it's harder for people who play controller. With a chocolate outline of her, just water gun weapon at the crimes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the fun things you can do with kids. Oh, that's crazy. Blah 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 blah. Okay, hi. Oh I think I just hit the wrong one. Oh no, it's good. It's good. Yo, the controller's still not. What the fuck? Yeah. Setting up. Well, what? I don't know what the hell I was doing. I don't care about that. It won't matter because it's just not registering it. Yeah, it's not registering it. All the other settings don't matter if it's not registering the controller itself. I mean, those are my settings too. Those are my settings that I set up. I can tell. Bruh, what is happening right now? Like, it used to give me... Esto... Ay. Yo, it's still not. Bro, what is happening, dude? Okay, let me close Epic out altogether. And I'm gonna open this a different way. Lennox, what's going on with you? Okay, let's close out Epic altogether. Epic, close, close, close. You know, what's funny, I actually want to, I haven't played it in a long time. Oh my god. I haven't, bruh. Shawty that just walked in. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, we we have a winner. But yeah, let me figure out what is going on here. I was thinking about what's the name of that game? Multiverses. I haven't played that in a long time, and all of a sudden, like something popped up on my phone the other day, and it was like they added Agent Smith. All right, let's try and restart this and see what happens. Fortnite. Yeah, no, the controller's not working. Why is This is so weird. The controller's not. Yeah. Yo. Listen, not even joking. This is why I'm speaking in English and not Nihongo right now. But God, mm, mm, mm. Just something gorgeous about that. Fucking losing my mind right now. And this is how I know it's fucked because that light should be blue, and it's not turning blue. Bro, and I don't want to have to restart the stream. Please just work. I wonder if I go into Days Gone if it'll register. Yeah. That started up Steam. I hit the home button and it started up Steam. I'm gonna lose it right now. All right, you guys. I don't think there'll be any Fortnite playing today. I think we're going straight into Days Gone. Why is it doing this? I don't understand. It's acting like it's a brand new device and it's not. And what really blows my mind is that the PlayStation controller, like Windows keeps registering it as a audio device. You know what, you guys? Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna figure out what the problem is here because this is going to really bother me. So I'm gonna kill the camera for a second. I'll be back. Oh my god, I'm fucking hungry. Jesus Christ.
So it's the PC. No. So it's this tower. Okay.
So reset.
I can't. Okay. Fuck it.
何かの部分
変えるよ自分で。
長年みたいにリセットするし。
自分で変えるなら変えなさい。
Okay, my fault. We figured out what it is. The system needs to be reset in order for the controller to work. And if I reset, it kills the stream. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and we're probably gonna just bypass Fortnite right now. Hopefully, it won't have this issue for Days Gone, because if it does, then I do have to reset. I will have to reset if it's having an issue with Days Gone. If not, we'll just run Days Gone and that's it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over. I'll get a switch into Days Gone right now. Sorry, no Fortnite today. Just is what it is. Such is the luck. Such is the luck. Because here's the thing: if I reset the system, I have to reset up everything, everything, and I'm not going through that. So I'm just hoping that it just works right now with Days Gone, because it seems like Steam isn't the problem. Seems like it was just Fortnite. Yeah, because it's still popping there. And if I check my settings right now, controller settings, begin test. So, yeah, Steam is fine. There we go. Let me get the game started, and then I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. I'm hungry. I gotta pee. Like, this is craziness. Switch it up. Game capture. Well, if the game starts. Alright, there's Days Gone. Okay, I hope we don't have any issues with this. Let me switch up the title as well. Bam. Days Gone. I love how that all of a sudden they put that whole mature thing, for certain games or whatever, and it's like, bro, y'all were letting chicks sit in hot tubs with their boobies half hanging out and buttholes damn near on a peekaboo with a G string. So, like, get out of here. I'm trying to wait for it to load before I go to the restroom, so that way I know it's going. My God, this thing takes a while to run. I think this happens every time though. But what's weird about it is that it's not showing my what the fuck? What's weird is it's not showing the little icon in the corner that it usually shows. And why did the screen just go mad crazy? just resized like insanely. Okay, maybe this game's not working right now, and I think I know why. It's like everything just wants to act up right now. I have to restart Steam real quick. I had to unplug the drive that the game is on, so it might have caused an issue. Steam. There we go. Now it looks like it should be running. Sony Interactive Entertainment presents These Nuts. That was childish. That was very childish. Where's Days Gone? Okay, there it is. Bam! Days Gone. Money. Okay. The game should be loading right now. So I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll be back. Hopefully when I get back, it's fully started. Don't go anywhere. So I've made it back, and this game still has not loaded up. There's something wrong. I we're just not gonna get any gaming done today. Still says stopping. Okay, it stopped. I'm gonna sign out of Steam, sign back in, see if I can get this game running. This is craziness. Where's Steam? Okay, let's see what happens this time. Okay. Let me see if any game will load, in fact. From a different drive first, and then we'll try my drive. Oh, is that the only game I have installed on here right now? Oh my god. Call of Duty update. Well, I mean, I can't play Call of Duty on here. Where's Days Gone? Let's try this again. Bro, like the loading screen, like the actual title screen popped up. I mean, there that is, but it's just not loading the game. And you know what I might do, because I have to ask him how many hours I have left. But I think in total, with the amount that, you know, from prior, the hours that I have on gameplay, probably like a good like 8 to 9 hours. So I'm gonna ask him if I can switch systems and either start later. Nah, it's getting too late for you guys, so I might have to ask him if I can come back tomorrow and try and run another stream, which might be the smartest thing to do. Yeah, because it's not loading. It is literally not loading. Like the title screen pops up, but the actual game logo and everything else that I can normally see in the corner when the game's loading isn't showing. I'm sorry, you guys. Damn. What a waste. Like, I think if I reset the system, that'll fix everything. The problem is setting the stream back up. That is the literal problem here. Just setting the stream back up. Because it takes me a good 45 minutes to an hour to get this PC set up in order to do the stream, because I have to set OBS up and everything else. But I mean, right now, all I have to do, honestly, is just do a quick setup for OBS and then try and run the game. So I might have to reset you guys. So give me about, this will take about a good 10 minutes. 10 minutes at least to do. And we can actually run a couple matches of Fortnite then, and then I'll get on Days Gone. Yeah, it's just not doing it. Not doing it. All right. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Is there any way? I wonder. I wonder if there's any way for me to save this setup that I have, that I've made on OBS, if I can save it on this system. Because normally when you reset the systems here, it resets like everything. It resets everything. Fuck. Okay. All right. So listen, if you're here, thank you for being here. I have to reset this system right now. Everything will start working once I do, and then I'll hop right back on stream. It's gonna take me about a good 10 minutes or so I can get it all set up. I apologize. God, I'm hungry. By the way, Willis is just scared today. I think I was gonna get banned from Sunny glitch I found because I was playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I ended up entering a glitch by accident that killed all the monsters and gave me my party max level. So I quit the game and reloaded. Thank God it didn't save. No, I'm hopping back on right now. I'm fucking hungry, but I mean, we know what the situation is on that right now. I don't. Could you get banned for that? That's not your fault. It's a glitch in the game at that point. Like, that's a legit glitch in the game. Okay. 10 minutes so I can reset up OBS and hop back on. I'm so upset about this. Kind of disgusted. Alright, I'll be back, you guys. Sorry. Oh, I gotta sign out of all of my accounts right now too, because this is what happened last time. Well, actually, since I'm getting back on, I should be fine. Alright, I'll be back. Reset.